France has intensified its strikes against ISIS. François Hollande, the president here, has announced an even further intensification of this aerial bombardment campaign. We find our senior international correspondent Nick Paton Walsh inside Syria this evening with more on what potential impact these strikes are having on ISIS positions and specifically the ISIS stronghold of Raqqa. Nick.
Yeah, Hala, tonight they are again reporting activists inside Raqqa airstrikes. We don't know the numbers at this stage and we don't know the damage readout really. We do know that in the past 3 nights before tonight there's been recruitment centres, command centres, training centres. The French say they've been hitting, the coalition also hitting ISIS positions as well. The key question though really is what comes of the civilians there. This massive uptick in targets suddenly available for 3, possibly 4 different air forces in the air. Well, that surely must be having some impact on those who've been forced to stay inside the city by ISIS if you already endured their brutality. We had the first reports last night of 6 or 7 dead and 8 injured after a fuel truck was hit. We don't know who hit it, although the Russians did say in the last 24 hours they've been going for the oil infrastructure in that area. And reports too that potentially ISIS leaders have tried to leave towards the east. We certainly have activists saying they're changing their patterns of life. That's often been the case since the drones have been in the air. The real issue, I think, is has this intense bombardment began to sap their morale? Are they thinking about the potential of having to leave Raqqa at some point? And 2, as we're hearing inside Syria, so many Kurdish forces gathered to the north of that city, Raqqa, talking about advancing on it. They don't really have the manpower or the weapons, frankly, to do it in an overwhelming fashion, but still, that talk is strong. And we have to wait and see whether or not the airstrikes are leading the way for that, or what other plans the French or maybe the Russians have inside Syria against that key ISIS stronghold, Harlem.
Now, if these airstrikes are on any level able to weaken ISIS in Raqqa to the extent that some ISIS fighters with their families are fleeing, operationally, strategically, what impact does it have on the group to lose total control of Raqqa?
It would be a massive symbolic blow. I mean, unprecedented. If they lost Raqqa, if they had to leave because of bombardment or a ground advance, that would be them surrendering their caliphate.